Hi everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Ben Taylor podcast. This podcast is brought to you by Superyacht Services Guide, a trusted directory of services for large yachts all around the world. Today we're talking about yacht transport with Jan Martin, who is from 7-Star. Great to see you, Jan Martin.
Thank you. Thank you very much for having me.
You're very welcome. So let's have some context first.
Yes.
What is 7-Star all about? What's your speciality?
Yes, 7-Star is a yacht transport company, part of a big shipping group, split of group, and that contains various shipping departments, ro-ro, heavy lift, and also yachts. That contains 7-Star Yacht Transport and DYT Yacht Transport. Myself responsible for the commercial part of 7-Star Yacht Transport. And we transport yachts globally. That means that we cover the whole world and transport yachts from any place in the world to any place in the world, sometimes on a regular basis, sometimes on a niche spot basis, but there is always an opportunity to move your boat.
Okay, right. And so there's something great about boats moving boats. I just love that.
Yeah, it's a strange
it's a strange phenomenon.
concept.
Yeah,
Yes.
There's always a bigger boat, right?
Yeah.
So how does it work? So do you guys own the boats? Do you contract the boats? Does it kind of vary? How much goes into kind of moving a boat A to B?
To keep it simple, we always talk actually about ships. So we own the ships.
Okay. Right. Okay. Yeah.
Or the group of us owns a lot of ships, and then we move the yachts. Then we don't get it, because if you start talking about boats, you can be the yachts or the ships.
Okay. Yeah.
So we talk about the cargo ships and the yachts. We have the cargo ships, the group. We have about 140 cargo vessels.
Fleet. Right.
Yeah, of which not all of them are suitable to take yachts. Some are ro-ro, some are coasters, but a lot of them have suitable cranes, heavy lift cranes, lighter cranes, but all suitable to transport and lift yachts. And next to that, we also have 2 semi-submersibles, which are ships that actually sink. The water comes in, and you can float the boats in, and then you can pump it up. So we really specialist in yacht transport. And with the fleet we have a lot of opportunity to offer a full scale and scope of transport in conjunction with the split of group and the carriers, the owners, the captains, the crew. So we have a very close relationship with all those operational people who are key to a safe and sound transport where you can do it in a proper way.
Yeah.
So that's a big plus of what we can offer.
Okay, so can you take me through the process essentially? So somebody says, right, okay, we no longer want the boat where it is.
Yeah.
Let's get it on a ship and move it to destination B.
Yeah. So how do we go from A to B?
What does that look like?
Yeah. So you have your boat, for example, in the Caribbean. You sailed across. You had a nice arc race, and then you want to come back. You contact us during Christmas time and say, I want to go back after my holidays in April, May, and I want to be back in England for the round the island race.
Right. Okay.
You start to talk to one of our sales colleagues, and they will tell you, okay, well, let's get your boat contracted. Do you want to go in April or in May? Let's get out in time, because in June we get the hurricane season, so get out before that. I want us to go in May. Good. You get a loading window to load in May, between the 15th and the 30th of May, and then we present the vessel. Unfortunately, it's not a bus service, so we need some lead time to present the ship, because it's coming from various ports in the United States and other places. So it's important to understand that we need some lead time to position the ship, so that we need some flexibility there. Then the clients get a rate based on their length, weight, square meters in total, and the value of the boat.
Yeah.
Because it's important to understand that when you ship your boat, there is risks involved, so you need a very good insurance cover, and there are a couple of good insurance brokers in this market and underwriters. It's important to have that well set up. So the insurance, you get the rate, and then the clients can decide if they want to go or not. You get the contract, all the paperwork.
Yeah.
Then it gets a bit challenging for private people, because you're looking at heavy business-to-business work going to consumers. So we have a big gap to bridge between business to consumer, heavy shipping, industrial shipping to pleasure boating.
Yeah.
So that's our job, to explain the clients, take them along. So
right, because it could be just a private owner with a 30-foot yacht, no crew on board with
exactly,
it.
Yeah.
You might be dealing with them, or it could be a large yacht with 15 crew involved.
We can do 50, 60 meters, paying hundreds thousands, knowing everything inside out, know all the business. And we can also talk to the local notary from France who just did the Transquadra and sails back for 7,000 euros with his first 30.
Yeah.
So it's not that it's
varies.
it's not that transport is not there for everybody. It can be accessible, even for small boats. It's not necessarily costing a fortune.
Okay, and then time for transportation?
Yeah.
Roughly?
Depends where you go. Ship is being nominated, then that will fall in place 2-3 weeks before your loading window starts. Then it will be the 18th of May. Ship will come, loadmasters will contact you. You have to do the custom clearance together with a local agent.
Yeah.
So we'll help you with that. Then the boat gets loaded, divers come, pick you up, put you on the ship. If you're not there, somebody else can deliver the boat. We get a skipper for you. That's all additionals, little cost, but it's affordable and it works.
Quite useful. Yeah.
If you don't want to stay around and wait for the ship to come, but on the other hand, if you have the time, it can be pretty funny to do it.
It could be quite cool.
Quite an experience. You see your boat coming out. It's and then everything left and secured properly on the way on the certified cradles we use, so everything is well set up. Take the boat across, and then you get notifications during the week, several notices of arrival.
We're 2 weeks out, or a week out.
Exactly.
Your boat's
this
arrived.
is the time. We're sheltering for bad weather. Takes 3 days longer or something. So that's but I missed. Yeah, that's.
Yeah, but your boat's safe.
Exactly. That's the key. We want to bring the boats across safe and in one piece. And then the boat arrives, custom clearance, the whole thing again. Pick up your boat, and then your boat should be in good order to race again, or sail again, or cruise again. Exactly.
Okay, and what about so I suppose a bit more technically, what kind of things do you start to consider? So in my head, there's a bit of a difference between 7-star and DYT.
Yes.
Same organization, kind of different techniques, different approaches.
Yeah.
And you mentioned flooding the ship to get especially large vessels on board. Why is that more useful than craning them on?
Yeah.
Or what's the differences, I suppose?
The semi-submersible, where you sink the ship, you get the water, you are not limited by weight. So you can take any weight, you can do anything. That's not a factor anymore. Of course, you have to crib it correctly and put the cradles and the wood and everything in the right place. Yeah. But weight is not a limitation. Of course, when you lift, you can go up to 800-900 tons, which we lifted, but then you are limited in the amount of ships you can use. It's expensive.
Right.
It's a lot of work. It's a lot of time and effort. It takes 2-3 days to lift a boat like that, to secure it for 1 day. And with the semi-submersibles, they do 8 of them in a day. So that's a different ball game.
Yeah.
So that's a very suitable product for the bigger boats, because that weight is no issue.
Yeah.
On the other hand, they also have a regular sailing schedule with fixed dates, because they sail up and down dedicated only with yachts, which is very rare, because normally it's always a combination of a base cargo from the commercial shipping side. Could be paper, could be project cargo, and then you add the yachts on the deck, and the underdeck is then used for other cargo. It's very rare that the yachts go under deck. It happens, but it's not a standard. Yeah. So there's differences there, and of course the lifting is perfectly fine for boats up to 150 to 180 feet. When they get bigger, it's a serious engineering task. And then I would say look at semi-submersibles if you can use it. That's more preferable to have a ship like that.
Yeah. And so what happens with crew? So let's say it's an 80-meter large yacht.
Yeah.
There's going to be quite a few crew involved there. Do they go with the boat? Do they just take a flight and turn up when they're needed? How does that work?
Good question. These big boats, if you talk about 50 meters and up, they very often need to keep the generators running. Keep the water
so they
running
don't fully
on the air
shut down.
Conditioning. No, so they want to keep it running for 24/7. They like to keep the refrigerators going. There's so much stuff, they're afraid for mold. So on DYT there is always the option to plug in, send your chief engineer or your engineer, whoever you want, to look after the boat. So they are dedicated to and fully serviced.
Right, and they'll do this. So your normal chief engineer would be on board the ship
on the cargo vessel
with the boat,
with the cabin and the boat plugged in on a generator. You can check 5 times a day if the generator is fine, the air conditioning is running fine,
side of that,
and you get the water hoses connected, so you can run it. That's with DYT. With 7-star, we can also set it all up, but that's much more complicated, because that ship you use is not completely built to supply all the power and everything you need. So then you need to have converters and power and cables and water. It can be supplied. It's a costly affair. Costs time and money.
Yeah.
So if you have a really big boat, that's then the option to go. DYT has that very well set up. Severstar can do it as well, or others can do it, but it's costing money. So we prefer to have the yachts shipped dead ship, taking the risk down for any electrical failure or anything, because then you have no power, no nothing running is easier, and then you don't need riders and anything else. So then it is possible, but try to avoid it.
Okay, super. Anything else that somebody should consider before going, okay, this is how we're going to transport the boat?
There's a lot of things to consider.
Yeah. So the consideration is get in touch, have a list.
Consideration one is, can you sail on their own power? Is it convenient and safe? And what's the wear and tear and what's the cost involved? Then you make a comparison to transport. What's the wear and tear involved? The consideration of timing, crew rest, and etc. That's the first consideration you make. It has to make sense. And it does very often.
Yeah.
Then the next consideration to do is it technically feasible and possible for my yacht? Is it strong enough? Is it suitable to cross the ocean on a ship? Yes, most of the yachts are. So there is no challenge there. Yeah, then you have to consider: do you want to pay that money or not? And do you want to go there? Yeah, that's the other one. Then it's important to very well look into the insurance cover that people supply you. Is this matching the contract we have in place? Yeah. Is this covering the contract? Yes, good. Then is it?
Happy days, you can do it. Yeah.
Yeah. Then it can be a very value-added piece of your annual program to run the boat, and you see it a lot with people who do it regularly. That they are managing to use their boat in the Mediterranean, in the Caribbean, even in Australia. We do a lot for the hardcore.
More on the boat, right?
Yeah, the hardcore racing guys who use their boat both in Newport, Bahamas, then in Palma, and use the race circuit and transport the boat around. Extremely demanding, but they manage to do it, and they pay for it, and they get then the service they require, and they pay for it.
It's possible because of boat transport, yeah.
And same.
Yeah, and so who do you typically work with? So you mentioned kind of race teams there. Yacht management companies, shipyards?
It's a long list. And for everybody you have to have something different. We have sport fishers who fish on the west coast of America and the east coast of America, the Canaries, the islands, West Africa, Seychelles and Australia. Yeah. We got the race yachts that want to do Malta Middle Sea Race, they want to do Australia, Sydney, Hobart. They have different wishes. Sometimes they want to go to the west coast of America as well. You got your cruisers who sail around the world and stop in Thailand and want to avoid the dangerous areas and you ship them back to Turkey or to the Med. You have people who buy boats cheap in Hong Kong or in America and bring them back to Turkey for refit. You have the brokers who sell boats, make deals all over the world with various clients, but also want to get these boats delivered to the client to Japan. We have new build boats coming out of the factories, need to go to the end consumers in the States, in Japan, in Southeast Asia, Australia. Yeah. It goes on and on. You get the chartering companies that want to have the charters up at the carabs and want to have them there. You get the classic wooden boats who require different handling, different care and attention. Yeah. So it's a lot of different markets to support and be part of, which makes it fun. That's why it's a very dynamic and
it's an interesting
fun business.
It's good. All right, thank you very much, Jan Martin.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for your insights.
Thank you very much. Have a good show.
Everybody, if you enjoy content like this, make sure you're following here. See plenty more of it. All being well, we'll see you again next time. Bye for now.